Alright, before we get this episode started, after you watch this, if you enjoy it, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and my channel. A big thank you to you for that. Now, here's this week's episode. Hi everybody, and welcome to this flashback episode. Now, if you're new to the channel and you haven't been watching, we're going through a series of flashback episodes to cover some downtime for myself and my wife from our 2024 season because of medical issues and other things that went on. We actually didn't get out and do as many outdoor adventures for that season. So as a fill-in, we're doing these flashback episodes to look back and diving into 20 plus years of outdoor video adventures that we have in our archives. So I hope you enjoy these fill-ins of a look back at our outdoor adventures over the past years. Now, this particular episode takes us back to 2020 and a mystery tackle box bass fishing challenge between a grandson and grandpa. I hope you enjoy the video. Did you eat breakfast yet?
No.
He hasn't even eaten breakfast yet, but he caught a fish. Today, if you can't tell, we're gonna have a bass challenge. We got a couple of bass boxes. Who is that by, Wes? Mystery tackle box, it's called. It was 20 bucks. You get a sealed box full of bass lures of different styles you don't know. So I bought one, he bought one, and I guess there's a thing going on YouTube and whatever about people trying to catch these fish using these baits in this box. So that's what we're going to have. We're going to have a mystery tackle box bass challenge coming up. He's practicing. Alright, so we were talking this morning about the mystery tackle box competition. Here they are. We both bought a box.
And we're going to open them up for the first time to see what we got to use to fish with.
Let's check it out. Alright, I had box number 1. Let's see what we got in here. So it comes with, you can measure your fish right away. And here's the box of stuff. What's this? Instructions, tips, and tricks from the mystery tackle box. And this is oh, here. What's inside? This is in my kit. I have a Jenko fishing trap line rip knocker, 10,000 fish saw craw, Game Changer Lures Trash Master. Oh, that sounds like that'll catch fish. A Z-Man Streak Z, and a Mustad extra wide gap hook. So that's what I got in mind. Let's take a quick look in here. Let's see what this is. Oh, a rattle bait. And this is the kind that the line goes actually through the bait itself and gets tied onto the hook down here. So we're going to have to rig almost like a leader. I'll rig it up to use so I can just snap it on and snap it off rather than tying the regular line to it. But it's a lipless crankbait with a rattle. So that, okay. What else we got here? Oh, this is the Trash Master. Yeah, that definitely will catch some fish. We'll get one of the kind of plastics, like a crawfish. So I'm guessing I'll probably put one of those on there, work that off the bottom and bounce it. And then we've got the Streak Z, the deal. And that's like a swim bait, I guess, a plastic. And to go with that, we've got a couple of Mustad hooks. So that's what I got to use. And the goal is to try to catch a fish on every one of those baits. Let's check out Wes's box. I like my box. I like what I got in my box.
All right, let's see what I got in here. Alright, so first things first, I have a plasma tail, 7-inch, I think, yeah, 7-inch worms. Senkos. Got a thinner back, and then we got a jig. I'm gonna catch fish on this. A Vexen square bill crankbait called the Fat Boy. Crawfish colorway. That'll be good for smallmouth. We got some big bite baits, Pro Series, whatever they're called. A watermelon, green red flake, kind of a creature style bait. Probably throw that on the back of the jig. And then for the worms, we got Stickies 4/0 offset worm hooks. Mine's better, you're probably gonna lose.
We'll see you on the water. I'm gonna beat you. So, before we get started on the MTB Bass Fishing Challenge, let's go over the rules and scoring system. Okay, we're gonna fish 4 1/2-hour time periods. So 4 quarters. Now, the winner of the quarter that caught the most fish will determine the next spot to fish for the next time period. If you're both tied, well, it'll revert back to the previous quarter as to who chooses the next spot to fish. The first quarter will start with a flip of the coin. Now, a fish will be determined to have been caught and qualify for point scoring only under the following conditions. Number 1, the fish is flipped up and in the boat. Or number 2, you've netted it boat side and it's in the net boat side. A fish caught that shakes off before those 2 things happen will be determined as not being caught and not being able to score points. Now, scoring will be set up based on the lake you're on, but based on the water we're on, this was the scoring system we put in place. So, smallmouth catches 2 points, largemouth catches 1 point. Any type of panfish, such as bluegill, crappie, perch, etc., score no points. Now, because the lake has some unique fish in it, we've got what we would call an automatic winner if a fish of this caliber is caught. So for this tournament on this lake, an automatic winning fish, having been caught and qualifying as an automatic winner, will be a muskie, a lake trout, or a walleye. So if one of us catches one of those fish, it's an automatic win, points don't count. However, the tournament continues for the full 4 quarters. If the other person happens to catch an automatic winning fish and you've both caught one, well, then we revert back to the scoring system to determine the winner. Also, there's no minimum size for scoring points. A 5-inch fish, 12-inch fish, 20-inch fish, doesn't matter, they all score the same. And if you catch at least 1 fish on all 3 of your mystery tackle box baits, you get an additional 10-point score for achieving the mystery tackle box slam by catching a fish on each bait. So, that's the rules that we set up. That's the scoring system we set up. Again, you can modify it based on your lake conditions and the amount of tackle you've got in your box or the type of fishing you're doing. In our case, we're doing a bass challenge. You can also get tackle boxes for walleye. You can get them for panfish, trout, salmon, etc., etc. So you can set up your scoring system however you like. This is the one we chose. So let's get this mystery tackle box bass tournament started. So Wes picked the first spot. So we're out on a rock reef that extends out into the lake, big boulders. We're going to pitch baits there first. And I'm going to work my my little floating jig, my dead sticking, I call it, as a dying fish. And I used the hook that they provided me, the Mustad hook. And after putting this on, I didn't have any weights in the package. Even with this, I put a snap swivel on the front, hoping to get a little extra weight to keep it down, which does work. But it is so buoyant that if you cast it and pause, it actually floats back up to the surface like that. So what I'm going to do is fish it just the way it is. I'm going to use it as a jerk bait. I call it a twitch bait, my dying fish. So I will jerk it and pause it, it'll come up. I'll jerk it, pause it, it'll come up. I like it just the way it is without the weight. Why don't you say what you're throwing on your camera?
Throwing my square bill crankbait. Okay, so first up I have the Fat Boy, the square bill crankbait. Nice crawfish colored, good for smallmouth around rocks and whatnot. So
a half hour each spot, 4 spots, 2-hour challenge. I'll get the boat positioned and he'll start the timer.
And it starts now.
During our first pass along the rock reef, Wes was able to pitch his crankbait into the wind and up onto the rocks without any problems at all. Are you bumping bottom with yours?
No.
So after struggling for a while with the wind conditions and speed of the boat against the wind, I began to realize as we moved farther out into the open away from the shorelines that with the wind blowing, my Z-Man twitch bait had to work a little too slow and was a little too light to be using under the conditions I was now fishing in. So I changed baits. Strategy and tactics, guys. Switching to my crankbait. It runs a little deeper. We're getting near the end of the... So I got this crankbait, which is one I've never had before. As you can see, the line actually runs through the fish, and then you have your hook, and this fish can slide up and down on the line. So that's my crankbait. Into the rock bar, so I'm going to be working just off the rock bar. We continued to pitch baits without any success as the time ticked away in the first quarter. Then, at the end of the rock reef, on the second pass, it finally happened. Fish on. How big? I don't know. First fish of the competition, a largemouth. Let's measure them just so we got a record of what we got here. Alright, let's see what we got here for length. We've got 11 inches, 11-inch bass, going back. There he goes. All right. What is that, 1 point for a largemouth? Yep. 2 points for a smallie? Yeah. All right. First fish in the boat. We continued to pitch our baits at the reef area. Not wanting to fall further behind, Wes changed to his go-to bait as of late.
I have the jig and I use that creature bait as a trailer that had just a little bit more flair.
but the time ran out in the first quarter with no further action. So we were on the rock bar for a half hour, the timer went off. I caught that one largemouth, about, 11 inches I think, 11-inch largemouth. So I got a point. So that was the only fish caught on that rock bar. So it's my choice. And I think I'd like to go jig a little bit. And I think I want to go into Turtle Bay, we call it. So we're going to move into a little bay, get out of the wind, and we're going to do some jigging in that bay. At least I am. I don't know, he may throw a crankbait in there. Getting ready and picking up my jigging lure to use is that salty craw, or whatever they called it. Forgot the name of it, but we got it hooked up on the jig head. And we're going to be working the bottom with that, bouncing it along the bottom, and hopefully put on a nice sized bass.
Alright, and timer starts. Alright.
Wes has also gone to a confidence lure of his. He's been pitching a jig and trailer prior to the start of this tournament and having great success. So he picks his jig and trailer for the start of the second quarter.
Cast.
Just like on the Rock Reef, we got off to a slow start as the minutes to the second quarter ticked away. Wes made first contact, but it turned out to be a snag in a submerged log. But it didn't take long for the real deal to hook up.
Fish on. Uh-oh. 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 Yep. Get him in the boat. Let's get him in the boat. Fish on. Fish on. Get him in the boat. Nice bass. There we go. Well, we got 2 baits accounted for. We got 2 baits accounted for. On the jig. On the jig. Another largemouth. And we got him at 11 3/4.
Let's get him released. There he goes.
I got to step up here because my camera is out of battery. Sorry about that, guys. You didn't really see much of the catch. Hopefully my chest camera caught it, but we did get some pictures of them. 11.5, 11 3/4 inch, another largemouth, 2 points. I got 2 fish, 1 on each bait. I'm down to 1 bait for my MTB slam.
Well, I was hoping to run up the score a little bit to get a little bit of a bigger early lead, because I know it was only a matter of time before Wes would start putting fish in the boat. If I could get into his head a little bit here early in the game, I'd stand a chance maybe at winning this thing. But it was not about to happen.
Fish on! Hey! Largemouth! And a boy, Wes!
We want it. Have a nice day.
On the jig, we both pulled a bass out, get him measured.
This guy's probably like 1.5 pounds. He's chunky. He's kind of heavy. I think this is a spotted bass, if you can tell. No, never mind.
What do we got?
12.
12 inches. Going back. All right. Everybody's on the board in the MTB challenge. Score is 2-1. Jigging is the ticket, it looks like, huh?
Maybe.
All right, let's get back at it.
After scoring his first fish, Wes put the jig and trailer bait down, switching to his 7-inch worm setup to try to keep on the pace of an MTB slam, as I was only one bait and one catch away from the 10 bonus points. So let's check out his worm setup a little closer.
Here we have the worm, weightless. I have it weightless on a hook. Fishing that as like a stick bait, so letting it sink a little bit and then twitching it.
All right, 2 points to 1. All largemouth bass. I've caught the 2 fish, 1 on each of my MTB lures. I've got 1 on the crankbait. I've got 1 on the jig in the bottom. So going for the MTB slam on my, I don't know what you call this. What'd you call this, Wes?
Soft plastic for me.
Soft plastic, but I actually use it like a twitch bait, kind of like a dying bait, a dying fish. So let's see if we can complete the slam.
Both Wes and I continued to work our respective baits as the second quarter of our Bass Mystery Tackle Box Fishing Challenge began to wind down.
Do you have a bite again?
Hit it on the surface.
And we both had missed scoring opportunities to add to our totals.
Oh, I just missed them. I just missed them. I almost had the slam.
And finally, time did run out on us.
You have one?
No, I say we screw the timer and just finish this bait.
Then it's my choice, right? I got the lead.
Tied.
We're tied 1-1. Timer expired. We both caught 1 bass in here. We liked this spot. We both agreed we're going to take another time period, another 30 minutes, and finish this bait. Or maybe we spend the whole time here as long as we agree. But we've agreed. We're staying in the bay here. Another 30-minute time period. The score is 2-1. And just so you know, I'm 2/3 of the way to my grand slam. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fish on for Wes. Fish on for Wes.
Let's go.
He's got it.
Hey, came off. Let's go. It ain't over, baby. It ain't over.
Hang on.
Alright. Chill out. Chill out. You're good. You're good. You're good. Just calm down. Everything's gonna be fine.
I just agreed to it. We both agreed. Were you going to measure them? Oh, you're going to dust them off?
Guessing 10.
Another largemouth?
Exactly 10.
So, we're tied 2-2. Time period 3, a 2-2 tie. And you've caught 2 fish on 2 lures. We're tied 2-2. Another 30-minute time period here in this bay. We're both 2/3 of the way to our MTB slam. I better get a bait in the water. He's coming on late.
The jig? Oh, the crankbait.
Oh my god, he had it in his mouth.
What was it? Another bass?
It was a bass.
After a quick start in the third quarter by Wes, catching a bass to tie it up within the first minute of the start of the time period, there was a long lull in the fish encounters. But then the action started to pick up again.
Oh my god, he had it in his mouth. It was a bass. I would have just taken the lead.
Just as I predicted, Wes came roaring back to tie the score at 2-2. and even my lead in the mystery tackle box slam for the bonus 10 points had disappeared. He had caught 2 fish on 2 baits, and we both only needed to catch 1 fish on our last bait to get the 10 bonus points. We were completely tied up. So my early lead had completely disappeared, and we were neck and neck as the third quarter was coming to a close. Plus, Wes had all the momentum going for him as he just dominated this third period. And then he drove the dagger in as the third period was coming to an end.
I got a fish.
Big. I may be able to flip him, I think.
You on net?
I'm just gonna flip him.
Wow! He takes the lead, 3-2. Another largemouth. Make sure you're on camera back there. You want to stand a little further back? There you go. As long as he's good.
Right in the corner of the mouth. I'm not even gonna measure him. I'm gonna say
No, measure him.
13.
Let's see what he is. I don't think 13.
Yep. Oh wait, no. Put him in the wrong spot. 12 and a half.
12 and a half. Going back. He's got the lead, 3-2. Comeback kid.
Even though Wes has a 3-point to 2-point lead going into the fourth quarter, this old dog is not rolling over and playing dead. With the MTB slam being worth 10 bonus points, I'm only 1 cast away from 13 points. Wes is only 1 cast away from 14 points though. Irregardless, let's have at that fourth quarter.
All right, 3 time periods are done. The score is Wes 3, Grandpa 2. He kind of outfished me in the bay here, got all his fish in here. And he's got a nice, what was that biggest one? 13 or 12 and a half?
12 and a half.
12 and a half was the biggest, all largemouth. So at any rate, we're down to our last half-hour time period, and it's his call. Where are we headed?
I don't know.
You don't know. I'll pick.
2 Finger Bay.
He wants to go to Two Finger Bay. And by the way,
No. Never mind. We're going to Bass Bay. Do you remember which one that is?
the big one down in the end?
No, the one that's right on the corner when you go out a big
Yeah.
fish. That one.
Okay, so we're heading to another bay. All right, we'll catch you in our last time period bay.
30-minute timer.
Yep, 30 minutes. We're on the mark.
30-minute timer starts now.
Going for the grand slam and 10 points. Wes has got a 3-2 lead. This is our last time period. I need to catch a fish on my plastic swim bait that I'm using as I'm dead sticking it like a dead fish. If I can do that, that's the slam. That's worth 10 points, and I jump into the lead.
Right after hearing my strategy for the final quarter of the challenge, Wes puts down his 7-inch worm rig and picks up his square bill crankbait, which just so happens to be the bait he needs to catch a fish for the 10-point MTB slam. I should have kept quiet about my strategy.
Somebody's gonna pull one out of that corner back there.
That's where I caught my first ever fish on a Texas rig. Oh, they got weeds back there.
Yep. Somebody's gonna get a bass out of that corner. I hope it's me.
If I could just land a smallmouth bass using this Z-Man soft plastic bait and end up getting the 10 points for the MTB slam, I could end up taking the lead by a 14-3 score. That would really put Wes in a difficult position to try a comeback here in the fourth quarter.
With the time clock running and the pressure building with only a single point separating the two of us, we continued to pitch our baits. Watch what happens as I snag my bait and start complaining. Wes, very quietly, hooks up and starts reeling in his fish without saying a word. He's about to put all the pressure in the world on me, and he knows it.
Ah, crap, I am snagged.
Maybe.
Let's net him. Camera's going
I
down.
don't know about. Maybe. Better be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. I don't know if I haven't hooked it.
Is the camera going on the side?
Yeah.
All right. They're
And-
drifting in. Here, you grab the net, get your rod out of there. I'm snagged here. I'm coming in on wood. Hang on. You might be okay. Hey, snags out. Cool. I want to get the camera going and drop.
This is literally the only hook that I had holding them.
I gotta get us out of here. Kind of a fire drill there. I got snagged and Wes got the fish. All right, let's get out of the shallow water.
Not using you ever again.
Did you just hit the slam?
Yeah.
He got the slam too.
Never using the crankbait again. That thing sucked. Butt checks.
Hang on, let me just get out a little further from shore. All right, let's see what you got there. Hold them up here for the camera. Boy, this was like a Chinese fire drill. What you got?
13. Biggest fish.
13 inches. And the Grand Slam for 12 points.
11.
11, or not the Grand
It
Slam.
was a largemouth. It was, yeah, it was, I had the slam. I got the slam. So
Yeah,
it's
but I
10
said the
points.
Grand Slam. It's the MTB Slam. So 13-inch fish, biggest fish, and the MTB Slam.
It's 11
He did
points.
it. 11 points. He's got what? 14? 14 to 2.
I told you I was going to hold.
It ain't over yet. I didn't hear the alarm. Back to fishing. Great. Now the tables are turned. Wes is up 14 to 2. He put me in the position I was trying to get him in. Time's running out, and I'm down 12 points. I need to catch a smallmouth bass now on this Z-Man soft plastic bait just to tie him and to try to send this thing into sudden death. The pressure was on. Now let's see if I can make it happen. Time was winding down, under 10 minutes left in the final period. I went into my 2-minute drill, just like a football game. Quick, short casts to try to get my lure in front of as many fish opportunities as possible, hoping for that one bass strike to take this into sudden death. And then it happened.
Hey, I got a fish on.
Come on, smallmouth bass, let's tie this thing up.
I got the slam, if I can get him in. I thought I had something on. Yeah, I better net him. Yes! Is the camera running? Yes! The slam! Alright, let me get him.
Well, I matched him. I got the slam.
He inhaled this one.
He inhaled it. Hey, we both got the slam. Love this MTB fishing. Let's check out length. What'd you have?
13.
12 and a half. All right, let's get him releasing. There he goes.
It's still not over.
It ain't over yet. I'm coming after
As the
you.
last of the seconds ticked off the time clock, I was hoping for one more strike to either tie it or win it. But it just wasn't in the cards today.
All right, the 2-hour MTB tournament is over. MTB is what?
Mystery tackle box.
Mystery tackle box. We both bought those boxes. We fished strictly with those lures. Both of us, with the available tackle that was in there, had 3 different baits to fish with. And when you catch a fish on each bait, it's called the slam. We both slammed both boxes. We both caught fish on every single lure that we fished for the first time out of the box. That was so cool. Opened my eyes to a whole new style of fishing again. You know, you fish and you get stuck in your ways. This was fantastic. Wes ended up out fishing me point-wise. We had a good time out here. It was a lot of fun. And I got my slam with about, what,
5 minutes.
5
left.
minutes to go in the last time period. Wes ended up with the biggest fish at 13. But man, it was a riot out here for 2 hours. It was a lot of fun. We're certainly going to do this again. Say bye, the winner. Congrats. Good job. Catch you guys later. Hey, you can't win them all. I'd strongly encourage you all to give this type of fishing challenge a try. It gets you thinking outside the box and into the mystery tackle box, so to speak. Possibly forcing you to change old tackle and fishing methods and tactics. You're going to have a lot of fun, and who knows, even in the process, you might even learn something new. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys all on the next video. Hi everybody. I'm making this special announcement at the end of this video. I want to give you all a heads up because coming up shortly is going to be Rapant Outdoors 360's very first giveaway of Season 7. Now, you're going to have to watch this video that just finished and the next upcoming video. Now these 2 videos are part 1 and part 2 of some fishing challenges between my grandson and I. Now the giveaway is going to request you identifying some sort of information of a question that I'm going to ask about video 1, the part 1 video you just watched, and the upcoming part 2 video. So you're going to have to watch both of them because you'll have to answer a question regarding something about part 1 and part 2 of those videos. So there'll be a special announcement video coming at the end of the part 2 video, which will be the next video upcoming, that will lay out what the giveaway is and what the questions are and how to get a chance to win a fishing related giveaway. So just wanted to give everybody a heads up. Make sure you watch this part 1 of the Mystery Tackle Box Challenge and also the next video, which is part 2 of another Mystery Tackle Box Challenge in a different season between my grandson Wes and myself. So make sure you watch those. Be prepared to answer some questions. Watch for the special episode of our very first giveaway. Feel free to comment below, or if you don't want to comment in the public eye, we can also be reached at rapantoutdoors360@gmail.com. Now, if you know somebody you think might enjoy this video series, please
feel free to go ahead and share this video or this link with your friend. And as always, whether you fish or hunt, remember, practice CCR. Catch, conserve, replenish. Make sure that that resource is available for future generations. See you next time, guys. Another largemouth. So we're tied 2-2. Wow! He takes the lead, 3-2. Another largemouth. No, measure. Let's see what he is. 12 and a half. Go back. All right. Let's see what you got there. Hold him up here for the camera. Boy, what you got?
13. Biggest fish.
13 inches. And the Grand Slam for 12 points.